everybody. Welcome to Ectoplasmic Residue. I am your host. I'm Impala67 for those of you who came from TikTok. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. This is my lovely assistant, co-host, Myke Reaper.
It's not that. Don't make that a thing, Artie. That's so lame.
It's a thing. Myke Reaper. It makes sense. You work for the coroner's office.
But
you read
that is
for a living.
That is inconsequential to the show itself. That has nothing to do. There is no supernatural there. I promise you.
So why are we here, Myke?
What
are we doing?
Let's see. How could I put this? We are explorers of the furthest regions of experience. To some, angels to others. No, but really, we just like to talk about the supernatural. So we're here to start something because we've always wanted to start something, and who knows where this show's going to take us. But today we're here because I'm going to just tell you another little story that I experienced when I was probably, oh my God, how old was I? I was in 5th or 6th grade. And it was a neat little story that I experienced. Probably one of the only actual supernatural experiences / unexplained experiences that I could really talk about, because I've actually had very, very, very little experience regarding any kind of haunting or supernatural escapade. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to tell this story.
One thing that I do want to say is that I have also experienced the supernatural and the paranormal, but I actually believe in it, and Michael doesn't. He went through this experience, but he does not believe.
I don't believe. It's not that I'm a hardline skeptic necessarily. I do want to believe. It's just that I haven't really had anything significant enough happen to me that has made me go without a doubt, oh yeah, there's ghosts out there. And honestly, my line of work that I'm in has only reinforced that. I just don't feel that there's anything that has convinced me yet. And not to say I'm not open to it, because I absolutely am. But what I am sure of, though, is that I do truly believe that people have experiences, and there's things that happen that, as of now, are unexplainable. Not to say that they can't be explained in the future, but it's those regions of experience that I am interested in exploring, because we have something going on. People experience stuff. I've experienced stuff that I can't truly explain. Doesn't necessarily mean it's ghosts, but it is something that I am very interested in. So we'll see where this show takes us, if it takes us anywhere at all. But at the very least, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes, we are. The story that you have for us, when did this happen?
Okay, so now that I'm thinking about it, I must have been I was in 5th grade, and during this time, I was living in an apartment building in Covina. It was a weird 3-story apartment building that was, the first floor was all single-story apartments, but the second and third floors were actually dual apartments. So if you had an apartment on the second floor, you actually had stairs that went up to the third floor.
Oh, that's interesting.
And during this time, I was living on the second floor with my mom, my brother, my sister, and my mom's boyfriend at the time. I can recall that there was a lot of weird things that happened in that house. However, keep in mind, I was living with my mother at this time, who was she was riddled with drugs. And there was a lot of trauma in that apartment. So, typically when you have a lot of trauma in a household, especially with children, things are going to be interpreted weird, and people are going to have strange experiences just because your nerves are shot living in that kind of environment. So, I'm not surprised that there was some weird things that happened to me there. Not just this story I'm about to tell you. It was a weird time in my life, and to say the least, this experience is probably the weirdest thing that has happened to me there. Do you want me to just get into it, or?
Yeah, dude, go for it, man. This is
okay.
This is
all right. So
Myke Reaper's floor. So,
God. So, the story is pretty simple. Me and my little brother, just to give you an idea about the layout of this apartment. So the when you would enter the front door, as soon as you enter, there would be a bathroom on the right-hand side, and then on the left-hand side, there was a set of stairs that went up to a landing and made a full 180 turn. So once you made that full 180 turn, there was essentially a catwalk that ran along the top towards the front door. And at the very end of that hallway, there was another restroom. Well, me and my brother, if I was in 5th grade or 6th grade about this time, my brother was probably about 3rd grade, I want to say.
Okay.
And me and him decided to race up the stairs. I forgot the reason why, but our rooms were located upstairs. Our room, we had a shared room. So when we run up this, like when you go up the stairs and you make that, it's essentially a left-hand turn, 180-degree turn along a catwalk, which ended at a restroom. And then you make another left-hand turn, and there was the bedroom. So my mom's bedroom was there, as well as our bedroom. So we decided to run up the stairs, and me and him are racing up the stairs to our bedroom. And as we're both making that left-hand turn to start making our way down the catwalk, me and him both stop in our tracks. Now, I don't know why he stopped, at least at first. The reason I stopped is because at the end of the hallway was the restroom, and that restroom was closed off. There was no windows or anything like that in there, so it was pitch black.
Okay.
But what I saw, and I still can't really explain it, was out of the left-hand side of the door. So you imagine if the door is wide open,
Okay.
the door opens to the right-hand side going in. So if you're entering that door, the door would swing open to the right.
Okay.
And on the left-hand side in the restroom would be like the toilet and the bathtub and stuff like that. But the light was off, so it was pitch black in there, considering that there's no windows. And what I saw, and I only saw it for about a split second, was this pink, flesh-toned face without features. And it had red hair, or had like what looked like red on top of its head. But it was sticking out in the same manner that like a stooge would stick his head out from the side of a door as if he was sneaking around it. It was coming straight out. So the head was parallel to the floor.
Mhm.
So if the ears, one ear was pointing down towards the floor, one ear was pointing up towards the ceiling. And it popped its head out as we were making that turn. And it stopped me in my tracks because I knew what I was seeing was not right. And as soon as I saw it, it disappeared. Just like I didn't see it anymore. And I remember kind of blinking and like what did I just see? So it's at that point that I realized my brother had also stopped, and I looked down at him and he looked up at me, and he was like he had the same kind of dumbstruck look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, did you see that? And that's the first thing I said to him. Did you see that? And he looks back up at me and says, the redhead?
Ew.
I immediately got chills as soon as he said that. And both of us were obviously spooked, but we did build up the courage to slowly make our way down that catwalk towards that bathroom. And we turned on the light in the restroom, and there was nothing there. Now that I think about it, my last story too involved some weird shit in the bathroom. And I think that's kind of funny.
I think it's just connected with you. I think any story that you have from now on is just going to be a paranormal in the bathroom.
Yeah. It's like every time something bad happens, there's like ghosts in the bathroom. It's just like with Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction. Every time he goes to the restroom, something bad happens. So all my supernatural experiences are just going to be like, well, I'm going number 2.
It's like, God, I feel constipated today. Boo. Huh. Nothing ever happened after that ever again. It was just that incident done.
No. Like that's the main thing that happened there that like really kind of unsettled me. There was some other things that happened down there. I mean, I can get into them because they're really not full stories. I remember at one point, so this also involves the stairs and the catwalk. There was a time where my grandparents were staying the night, and the living room is adjacent or right next to the staircase. So if you're kind of sitting on the living room floor and you're looking towards the staircase, you could actually see the bottom of the catwalk. So if somebody's walking along the catwalk, you could see, their feet walking towards the landing of the stairs, and then they'll walk down or whatever. So it's really easy to see somebody walking up there. This one night, my grandparents were like I said, they were staying the night, so I was sleeping down there with them on the floor.
It's a perfect stage.
And I was not sleeping; they were sleeping. I was awake, and I remember hearing the creaking as if somebody's walking up on the catwalk. And so I look up, and I could see something. It's just like it's dark up there. There's no lights on, so all the illumination that I'm really getting is from the television, and it had that real classic like poltergeist style blue lighting that would kind of like come in and out as the scenes changed.
Ugh, okay, that's disturbing.
And I remember seeing something walking up there, like it was creaking the floorboards. Now, like, wasn't necessarily a ghost. My mother was actually asleep up in her room at that time. But I found it strange because this thing, whether it was her or whether it was a ghost, I don't know, was just kind of slowly walking back and forth with enough weight to it that it was making the floorboards creak. I remember being kind of perplexed by it, just staring at it, kind of like you stare at the hummingbird or something like that when you're just like, oh, look at that. The thing that got kind of weird with it is it started making its way down the stairs. It was visible. It was just like a shadow. I don't know if it was a shadow person per se, but it walked down the stairs. I watched it, and it was like somebody's not a shadow of somebody who was being cast. It was like I don't know how to describe it.
Like a shadow?
No, it was like a smoke.
Okay.
It was like a wispy smoke that was barely visible. Like it's one of those things where like you're not sure if you're seeing it or if your mind is creating it because you want to see something. I don't know how to put it into words. And it slowly made its way down the stairs. And unfortunately, the end of the stairs, it was blocked off by a wall. So I couldn't see if it made its way all the way down the stairs. All I could see is that it made its way most of the way down the stairs. And then it disappeared behind a wall. That's the other time.
And this was at the same apartment?
Yes, same place. That stairs and I.
So then you have
have
experienced things. So what the heck, Mike? What makes you a non-believer then? Like I haven't. Look, I haven't experienced things since I was like, I don't know, maybe like 15. But that doesn't mean I don't not believe it, because I still saw it. I still saw things.
I don't believe it was ghosts.
Not necessarily ghosts, but something, right?
Sure, and that's why like I'm not a hard skeptic, Artie, but I am skeptical
And hard.
And I truly feel that like I did see something, but it could be chalked up to so many different kinds of things. I mean, like let's be real here. I have terrible vision. One, I wear like what my contacts are 95 or whatever, like in each eye, and I've had terrible vision ever since I was a little kid. Now, granted, I was wearing my glasses this time, but my glasses were dirty, and it was late at night, and there was weird shadows being cast by the TV, and I was a scared child. Kids are easily. It's very easy for kids to imagine different things. So
if it's the same prescription glasses that you've been wearing your whole life, I'm pretty sure it was clear as day what you saw, because
maybe.
Those things are like magnifying glasses,
wow.
Dude.
You know what, Artie? I can't help that. I was born that way. All right, you walking around here with your perfect vision, like making me feel bad. Do you get floaters in your eyes? Like, have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, I have.
I have really bad floaters, and I'm really hoping that right now it's just like I'm having really bad floater incidents, because I keep seeing things out of the side of my eye while I'm here at home. And it's one of those things where I'll be washing dishes and I'll look up and I swear something like ran across the floor, but it's just the floaters in my eyes are so bad that I'm seeing them all the time. That, or I'm on the verge of being haunted by a poltergeist. I don't know.
Honestly, Mike, it's probably a ghost trying to lead you to the bathroom because they really want to scare you, and they can't. So they're like, "Fuck, man, this guy, he's not paying attention."
But
so you look, running towards.
Why would they lure me to the bathroom by being all creepy about being in the restroom? Like, that would just make me want to avoid the restroom.
Because they're ghosts. They're supposed to be creepy.
The thing is they don't have to try to lure me in there. I'm in there like 4 or 5 times a day.
True. So those two. So those incidents happened, and you said, was there another one?
Yeah. So this one involved actually one of my friends who was visiting at the time, and we were playing in my room, and it was I don't remember what we were doing, but my sister had this doll that was chilling on her bed. And at this time, it was me, my brother, and my sister. We all shared a room, and so me and my buddy, I forgot exactly what we were doing. We were probably playing with action figures or something like that in the room, when her doll starts talking. It was one of these talking dolls. I don't remember what kind of doll it was, but it would say like, "I love you. I love you." And I don't know what triggered it to say "I love you," but it just started saying "I love you." And it would say it periodically while we're there playing, and it started to get annoying. So, being dumb young boys, we started taking the doll and throwing it around, and, we started slamming it against the floor, like kind of in frustration because we wanted to stop making noise. I swear I heard it, he heard it, and it creeped us both out pretty good. It went from saying "I love you" to "I hate you" upon a smack. we both stopped and looked at each other just like my brother did when we saw the fleshy redheaded creature. I was like, did you hear what I heard? And he was like, what the hell? And so we took the doll and we threw it out on the balcony, and that was the end of that.
You didn't burn it? That was mistake number 1, dude.
No, we didn't burn it, because if you burn it, you release whatever is attached to it, and then, it's no longer attached to the doll. It'll attach itself to you. Come on, like that's cursed objects 101, Artie.
It's not cursed objects 101. You're supposed to put salt on that bitch, and then gasoline, and then light it up. You know what I mean?
Well, when we get gasoline, dude, I was like 10.
You can get lighter fluid. It seems like you actually experienced a good amount of stuff. I thought honestly you were going to say the doll's voice started getting deeper. It's like, I love you. I love you. I love you. You know? It's like, oh, God,
yeah, but that'll just, like, what if it's like Barry Manilow? Not Barry Manilow. It's Barry White.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they're both berries.
Oh, yeah. Hey, baby. Just wanted to tell you.
Those are some pretty creepy stories. I know that they...
I love you.
I know there's been a lot of... I mean, I don't know if... I'm sure you have. When you look up real hauntings or whatever on the internet, there's always the creepy ones that peek, like just like the quick head peek in the corner. That's kind of what the first story you told me reminded me of.
Yeah, there was a video I saw recently. There's a YouTuber called Slapped Ham, and he has a great YouTube channel with a compilation. I don't know how he finds all these videos, but he compiles all these supernaturally themed videos into hour-long YouTube videos. And there was this one in particular that was covering shadow people, and this poor guy in his apartment, and it's one of those things like, this could be faked. I don't know, but I think he did a really good job of creating like scary tension. But he was having, once again, issues in his restroom, which is bizarre. And he said he kept experiencing things in his restroom, and so he decided to set up a camera to start filming. And it, like almost as quickly as he sets it up, you just see this dark mass. Well, it looks like somebody's head just peeking out around the corner for like a split second, and it goes back in. Yeah, he caught it a couple more times, and then he started like challenging it, and this is where I'm like, I don't know about this. But he starts challenging it, and he starts, demanding that it get out of his apartment, and it doesn't belong here. And you hear it growl, right? And then it slams like the door to the hallway that led to the restroom. His reaction was pretty funny. His reaction was like, "Nope, okay, nope." And yeah, I don't know. It was a creepy video, but not too dissimilar from what I saw as a kid. Although this wasn't a shadow creature that I saw. Like there was color to it. It had a pink, fleshy, featureless face. There was like no face to it from what I can remember. But it did have what I can only describe as like red, like red orange hair.
Was the hair long, straight?
No,
curly?
it was such a quick glimpse of what I saw. Like it was just enough to register that it had red hair. If I had to say, it would probably be on the short end of red hair. It wasn't like a woman's hair that had length hanging down. It was more like, what's his name? Martin Short and Drop Dead Fred. You ever see that film with that red kind of mop that he had up there?
I don't think I've seen that film.
No, it's really good if you ever get a chance to watch it. But yeah, he's like an imaginary friend of this girl, and he makes his way back into her life when she's an adult, and just starts creating all this havoc. It's never clear, like, is it her that's doing all this stuff, or is it this imaginary friend? And you're kind of left at the end with I think a real answer as to whether or not this imaginary friend was real, like almost like a supernatural creature, or if it was just the main character who was doing all this stuff but not really realizing it. It's a good film. It's a comedy. But if you ever get a chance to watch it, I think
psychological, like Tyler Durden,
from
Fight Club.
Sure, yeah. It's
Fight Club.
It's Fight Club, but with Martin Short instead of Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I see. Okay,
yeah,
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I think that just about wraps it up. So once again, guys, I am Impala67. Thank you guys for coming by and listening to our stories that we have for you. We are just starting out. This is a pre-season. We are trying to work the kinks and the quirks because we're going to have an official first season. And once that hits, we want to make it right for you guys. So if you guys enjoy this content that we have until season 1, please like, subscribe, if you like it.
Yeah, this whole first season 0 is essentially us just practicing We are learning to do this, so please bear with us as we work out the kinks. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed my last 2 stories right now, and hopefully I'll have another one for you guys at some point. Artie, we need to hear some stories from you.
Yeah, on the next one, I'll probably tell the first incident that ever happened to me, which involves a hand.
I remember my first incident involving a hand.
Oh my god.
I was 13.
All right, guys, thank you so much again. Take it easy.
Thank you, guys.